In this video, I removed my shock linkage, swing arm shock obviously, and pulled all the bearings out and greased them up. So I basically filmed the video on a step-by-step process on everything that I did to get this job done. So I have all the torque specs and everything listed as I put the components and all the nuts and bolts back in later on in the video. So right now I'm just getting all the linkage bolts out. Remove the chain guide off the swing arm here, then remove the rear brake lever, and then obviously take the rear swing arm bolt out. Take a punch and pop that bolt through. And there's your swing arm. And I also punch that top shock mount bolt through as well. There's your shock. I have some Bellray waterproof grease. I've already done the dog bone in the back. The camera didn't focus too well, so I skipped that part, but it's all the same. All the bearings are the same. So pop the collars off here for the flat head. And then as you remove this race, there's needle bearings in there, so you want to just watch and make sure that those needle bearings don't pop out. And you know, I have some paper towels laid down, so if they did, I could catch them and reinstall. But as you can see, the needle bearings in there. And then this is the race here. I just take some WD-40 and paper towel and just get everything cleaned up while I've got it all off the bike. So to apply grease here, you don't want these needle bearings to get out, and they like to stick to your finger. So I take like a big glob of grease and kind of set it in there, and then use my finger to kind of, you know, rub that grease around basically, so that the needle bearings don't stick to my finger as I'm trying to apply the grease here. And then I take these covers here and just get those all cleaned up since they're off the bike. Again, just WD-40 and some paper towels. And take the race and just slide it back through very gently, watching those needle bearings. And then you're going to push some grease through, and I just take that grease and pack it all in between the race there and then the cover that you put back on. And I do the same thing on the other side. As much grease as possible. Pop the collar back on, leather collar, or cover. And then same thing with the top one, I just didn't throw it in the video. Now I'm taking some Scotch-Brite and WD-40 and just shining, you know, getting these things cleaned up and all as much of the hard stains off there as I can. Alright, so now the swing arm. The swing arm goes a lot quicker than the linkage. The needle bearings are pretty long on the inside, so they just seem to hold grease a lot better and, you know, avoid the wear and tear that the linkage does. So again, pop the cover off, pop the race out, and then you'll see the needle bearings here. There's not as many of them, and they're longer, so it gives you a little more space to apply the grease and get in there. If you do this, you know, often, I probably do it every 40 hours or so. And, you know, it avoids having to pull the needle bearings out and replace them or wash them all off in a parts washer and everything. You can basically just take a paper towel and clean off some excess dirt and grime around the edges, and then just repack full of new grease, and you're good to go. Take this, the lip on this race here with some Scotch-Brite and just try to get all that hard, you know, whatever corrosion off of there, and then pop it back in, push all that grease through, and then just pack that right there, right underneath where that cover is going to go. And wipe off all the excess grease. That grease right there, when you go to the track on like a really dry, dusty day or something, all that dust and stuff accumulates right on that grease, so I like to get it cleaned up if I can. Same thing on the other side, pop the collar off, pop the race out. Look in there, everything looks good. Big gob of grease, and then just be super generous with it. The swing arm goes really quick. I'm taking some Scotch-Brite WD-40 and hitting this race as well. Push it through, move the grease around, and then pop the cover back on. Remove that. While I've got everything off here, all the mounts where the bolts are going to go back in, I just take the Scotch-Brite and WD and just kind of clean them up and get all the hard to reach spots that you can't normally get to when everything's on the bike. So I'm just reinstalling the rear shock here. When you push the threads through, you're going to get some grease, so just keep a paper towel handy and get all that grease off. And, this one here is 30 foot-pounds. Pop the swing arm back in. It's kind of tricky to get around that chain, but especially with one person. If you got a buddy to help you out, it's a lot easier. All that grease get wiped off there. And this one here, it's 73.4 foot-pounds. Reinstall your rear brake lever. I did not get the torque spec for this this Allen nut here for the rear brake lever. I just tightened it down as tight as I could with this ratchet here. And then as I reinstall all these bolts, I apply some grease. First wipe them off with WD-40 and Scotch-Brite, and then reapply some grease. This one here is 44 foot-pounds. This is also 44 foot-pounds here. And again, 44 foot-pounds for this bike. This here is 26 foot-pounds. So yeah, that's it for the swing arm and linkage. If you like this video, you know, let me know in the comments. Check out the channel. 95% of my videos are dirt bike videos. Me and my boys go out and film, and I got some how-to videos and stuff. So yeah, check it out. Thanks for watching. As always, ride safe.